Well, turns out the third time is the charm for once. Okay, so Galan gets back from the Tribal Council, and then Tina goes even farther down the Dawn 2.0 road, and then basically shoots herself in the foot by spilling the beans to Monica that she's on the outs. Now, personally, I'm happy that Monica would be on the outs down the road because Monica is basically the one person that I absolutely do not want to see win this game. Everybody else, well, my feelings on them may change. I'm okay with them winning. Monica and O. But yeah, Tina is just really shooting herself in the foot. It really sends a message home, like with what Jerry was saying on the AfterBuzz videos. Tina is trying to play an old school game in a new school environment because back in Australian Outback, well, actually, just Australian Outback, you could be honest to everybody there that you're on the outs. You see what you can mix up in the Tribal Dynamics, and then you see how the dice rolls. But the advantage to that was because at least everyone in the merge had a pretty nice bond with each other. In the game, at least, but it doesn't work like that here. Come on, Tina. And who made that other comment? That people trying to play a new environment and that. Oh yeah, it was just a commenter that I saw on one of the secret scenes. Yeah. Okay, moving on. So the redemption I would do, I played out exactly the way I thought it was going to. Two people were eliminated, which means we're going back to the stupid format of an 8-member jury and 3 finalists. Do you seriously have so many budget cuts that you can't put the extra jury member at Ponderosa? I mean, for crying out loud, in Philippines, you had an excuse as to why you did this new jury format, but Calmon in here, there was absolutely no reason for it. And even then, if your budget stuff is, so limited that you can't have a 9-member jury, just go to 7 jury members! Like you did with every season before Cook Islands, well, let's be honest, you started the jury before you had to, because I never really understood the logic of starting the jury before the merge. Pointless rant! Okay. So, Laura comes back to the game while John and Rupert's wife are eliminated. I expected that because there was more story to Laura, as it was revealed after her first duel on Redemption Island. But it was a bit of a bummer to see these two other people go because Rupert's wife, she's been the loved one for 3 times, although we didn't see her in Pearl Islands, and then John, well, Candace does all those attempts, and then, he gets a shot, and he did okay with what he had. That's all I can really say about that. So then the tribes merge, and then after Laura throws the clue back into the fire, I was so disappointed by that, because what I really wanted to have happen was for her to open the clue, read it out loud to everybody, and then throw it in the fire. So that way everyone would be on the same playfield and they go crazy and look for it. Not that it mattered, because it's revealed that Tyson was able to work Hayden so much that he, along with his own thoughts about where the clue was likely to be hidden, he finds it with basically no clues. Yeah, finding an idol without clues, it's no longer impressive, guys, come on. Okay. And then we get all the bits about where everybody has to consider where the heck they're going to side. Do they side with a couple of the people that they were with in the original Tribal Dynamics? Do they side with people that do Tribal Dynamics? Do they blend? Do they just rely on the merge to their advantage? Who knows? It's just all over the place. Pretty interesting. Although I was a little annoyed that we didn't really get any thoughts from Caleb, because haven't you noticed that ever since Brad was voted out, we haven't gotten really any confessionals from Caleb? What's the deal with that? Because, yeah, we got a confessional from Monica, Hayden, Tyson, Jervis, Aris, Vetus, Sierra, Laura, John on Redemption Island, Rupert's wife on Redemption Island. Yeah, that's almost everybody except for Tina and Katie. Okay. And I gotta admit, though, I was a little bit glad that, even though just about everybody was conflicted as to where they were going to align, I like how, unlike in Caramon and Philippines, it was just a little easier to figure out where everybody stood and where they were conflicted at. Sure, you do have to really think about it for a few seconds, and many people aren't willing to take the time to think about it, but it was just easier to appreciate the situation and realize where people were at. It was pretty interesting. And I also like how Sierra kind of stood up for herself a little and tried to give a few bits of advice to her mother, because that shows that even though a lot of people are definitely thinking of her as Laura's daughter, it shows that she is putting a bit of a foot in the game. Unlike, unfortunately, Katie, who, let's be realistic, everybody still thinks of her as Tina's daughter, and she hasn't really done anything to distance herself. It's a bit unfortunate, because Vitas, even though he is Aris's brother, he's doing his own thing. Even though he did want to work with Aris. That individual immunity challenge... Vitas, you got way too comfortable. I knew you both staying in there was a bad idea. You guys got comfortable, Tyson and Jervis took advantage of that along with Laura and turned it against you. Vitas wins immunity, not that it really mattered because they were more likely to target Aris anyway. So everyone heads to Tribal Council, and even though those 5 potential people that could have their names written down, Aris, Laura, Sierra, Monica, and Tina, we all know that it's either Aris or Laura going. So then the brothers vote for Laura, Tina and Katie vote for Sierra, everybody else gangs up on Aris, which was expected. I mean, like, as I stated back in episode 3 vlog, rarely ever does somebody who's noticeable or prominent in the game as Aris get blindsided on the first attempt. Usually it's the second or third time. And even though he hasn't been to Tribal Council the first 2 times, he was avoiding it because his tribe won immunity, so third time, the charm. So, that's a bit of a new experience for Aris, but he's still in the game on Redemption Island, and things are going to be mighty interesting in this merge. So, for what's going on next week, well, Tina is distancing herself more for the tribe again, but honestly, I'm not going to be too opposed to that, really, because given how much she's modelly done 2.0, come on, Tina. If you don't redeem yourself, you're going to be another aspect to the season that didn't really get redeemed. Rupert was that way. Jeff was like that at the beginning of the season, though thankfully he hasn't really done that many arrogant comments, although I think he made one more blunder that I just plain forgot. Whatever. I don't need to go into the list again. As for that eating competition, it's going to be mighty interesting to see how they do. Oh, and Aris, you're saying that somebody's going to be with you in 2 or 3 days. No. Chances are, the very next day, there's going to be another vote-off, because they gotta get 3 people back to Redemption Island ASAP. So, yeah. Oh, and for those of you people who are wondering about the hidden immunity out as well, because they've merged and, none of the idols pre-merge were found, I'm pretty sure there's only 1 idol now. It could be, though, that they just planted 2 idols, because neither idol was used, so technically there's still 2 available, but I'm willing to bet that there's only 1, and given the fact that Tyson has it, I don't really think it's going to be coming into play this season. So, to those of you people who were hoping for a less impactful bit from the HIIs, I think you've got your wish. So much for keeping this short.